Hey guys, you're watching the one and only. My name is AJ. Welcome back to another episode of Let's Build a Theme Park. Today, we are oh, what a jump, what a jump, what a jump. We're sort of halfway through our Wipeout minigame. Over, down, up. It's really fun so far. I want to put a jump in here though. This is a little bit too easy at the moment. So I'm going to do a really difficult jump like that on the edge. That is quite hard. You sort of have to go diagonally for the easiest point. You could probably make it anyway. It's a 4-block jump, so you could technically make it, but just to make it a little bit easier, you could sort of do a diagonal one instead. You guys are really enjoying this little mini game, and you thought of a bunch of different ideas. The most popular one, though, obviously, was the big red balls. So that's what we're going to be starting off with today. I think that's the best place to start. Now, these big red balls, obviously they're big and they're red, but they need to be like held up by something. And as I explained last episode, we don't want to use fences or cobblestone walls because when you put water around them, it doesn't sort of go right up to it. It leaves a sort of hole, and I hate how that looks. So we need to somehow think of a better way to do it, because the way that I want to do these red balls is a 2x2 square. So we're going to need a ladder, actually, aren't we? We're going to need like a little jump. We can make that jump, right? Can't we? Yeah, we can. But even if you couldn't, we're probably going to need a little ladder there. So, yeah. Well, we're going to have to go up anyway, so we'll do a ladder anyway. Yeah. Okay, so, do I want this red or blue? I think I want this red. I'm going to turn that off as well, because that's going to drive me nuts throughout the video otherwise. Chug, ka-chug, ka-chug. So we know the water's going to be on this bottom sort of block level here. You know, water is on this level, so the ladder can't go down any deeper than that. Otherwise, it's just going to break as soon as we place the water down. I think that might be high enough. Yeah, that seems like a pretty good height. And then, obviously, we will fill it out afterwards. At the moment, it's all sort of just floating platforms, and there's not much structure to it. We will sort of fill that out eventually. In fact, I think if we double this up, it might be a good start, because the balls are going to be like basically like a 2x2x2x2x2 sort of style look. Let's make this so you can only just make the jump. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Like that would be a really difficult jump. So what we're going to do is we're going to go down one to make it a little bit easier, and then the ball starts here. So to do this, what we're going to do is a 2x2x2x2x2. But like, it's not quite a 2x2. It's a difficult shape. I don't know what shape you would call this in Minecraft. Each side does technically sort of have 2 blocks, but it's technically sort of a 4x4. I think that's a really nice shape for the ball, for our scale. Obviously, the jump is quite yeah, it is quite difficult. It's not an easy one. You could easily mess up on that by jumping too early or forgetting to jump at all. And then we've got like 1 block's gap at the moment to be able to put down a sort of hold for it. Now, I think I used blue clay, didn't I? Yeah, I'm using red wool and blue clay. It's a very interesting mix. I think we want the blue clay at the bottom here. But then how do we join these together? Well, I suppose we can join them up how we want now, because again, water's on this level. So anything above it, we can do whatever shape we want. Or whatever block we want. So I think it's a 2x2 area. So I think actually iron bars will be our best bet. I'll show you why. If I get some cobblestone wall and some fences, we go through the options. So fences would be like that, because you can't get them in the middle because it's an even number. It's 2x2 or 4x4 in total. So I think that looks bad. I don't like the look of that, and I don't think I'm going to like the look of cobblestone walls either. No, I think iron bars are sort of, they look a little bit thinner. So I think that sort of works for it. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Okay, and then we need another jump. Now, how many blocks between do we want here? Do we want like a 3-block jump? It's actually really tough, because if you jump from here, you don't have like much time to sprint. If you jump from here, it's sort of a little bit of an easier fall. So what if we done it with a 4-block gap again? It's a difficult jump. Oh, that might be too difficult. Oh no, because that is like 5 blocks. But it's down 1. It is down a block. No, you can't make that. I'm sure you can't make that. You could from here. Oh, you can, definitely. You can make any 4-block jump, but having only 1 block to run off makes it really tricky. Yeah, okay. We done it. Is that too difficult, though? No, I think I want to have some more difficult parts to this. Obviously, we want to try and get people in the water. That's the whole point of the game. That's the funniest part about Total Wipeout, is when they actually end up falling in the water through failing an obstacle. So we want people to fall in the water and have to swim to the next one, taking up valuable time. Valuable time. And there's always 3 of them. So we'll do a third one here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So difficult. That's a really tricky jump. Like there, like there, like that one. And now we also want more moving obstacles. Obviously, moving obstacles, I think, look the best most of the time. Because if they don't move, it's basically just parkour, isn't it? So we want some more moving ones. And I think I want to do a miniature version of the little Frogger game here. You know this little Frogger game that I can turn it on here. These go up and down. I want a similar version to that, but I want it a little easier. This is a extremely difficult game by itself, because you have to jump as the one that you are on is falling and land on what is at the time a block that isn't visible. It's sort of perfectly timed, so it's really difficult. So once we've got that, we want to then have like a safe jump, maybe a little bit of an easier jump. I can hear a Hoover going in the room behind me. Hopefully you guys can't hear that. I want a somewhat easier jump, so we're going to go with a little 3-block jump here. We don't want nothing too tricky. And then maybe just a staircase down would be good here. I don't think we want anything more tricky than that. If you can hear the hoovering, I apologise. It will stop momentarily. They can't hoover forever, can they? Okay, so I think we want to go that way now. I think I want to sort of curve this mini game around. I tell you what would be really cool. I don't know what way we want to do it yet, but if we're going to expand the world out that way or have a game on this side, I don't think we want to expand out any further because we're trying to keep it in this one single map. Like if I load this up, as you can see, the Sea Life Center is like right up against the edge of the visible map. If we go any further, we need to create another map, and it's sort of, I don't know. I like to work off the map shape than anything else. But if let's say the ride is only as wide as this, we end up with space here to maybe put a road. We could join those roads up together with either a bridge that goes over the Wipeout game, or maybe something that goes underneath the Wipeout game, like a tunnel, or you just walk under it, you know, in the Wipeout game sort of bridges over it. That could be good as well. So we'll do another little jump here. A lot of jumping in this game. And now we want something like the Frogger game. So a little bit of redstone today. We'll have a little bit of like a break. Almost like a checkpoint. Like just a straight section here. Just to sort of cool down. Get your nerves back. You know, calm down a little bit. And then we want it to come up and down. So we're going to have, obviously, sticky pistons in the floor. Let's work out where we want these jumps to be. So we've got a 3-block jump to that one. Now, do we want them to be single blocks to jump onto? Or do we want them to be like a 2x2 block to oops, I was flying. Or a 2x2 block to jump on. A 2x2 block to jump on will be easier to land on. And it'll be easier to jump off. But harder to wire up. Or not harder to wire up. There'll be more redstone required to wire it up. So maybe we need like a 1x1. Oh no, we need to go down another block as well because that's on the water level. Don't go down another block here. There. Blue goes on top. Maybe we can do a 2x2 for the first one. And then we'll do a 1x2 for the second one. We'll keep it like a 3-block jump so it's not insanely difficult. And then we'll do maybe a harder jump at the end. A 4-block jump onto a single block. Like, that is hard. That is really, really hard. Okay, so to wire this up, let's do the redstone down either side. So we're going to need that, oops, and that. Oh, I've got a repeater. Repeaters go there, and there, and there. It shouldn't be too tricky to wire up. It'll be nothing like that last one. Apart from we are going to actually want to be able to toggle this on and off, aren't we? We are going to want to toggle this on and off. So maybe we want like a tripwire hook halfway through here. But maybe at head height so people can't accidentally jump over it thinking it's an obstacle. That's probably the best thing as well. Let's grab some snow as it's a nice white block. Get rid of the fence. If we do it at head height, you can't miss it. We don't want people thinking that it's an obstacle and jump over it and then not actually be able to do the next part of the thing. So, yeah, that sets off. You can't jump over it. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Let's get the redstone and put the redstone down along here. And then to the last one. We're going to need a repeater in here, aren't we? Maybe just at the beginning. That's if you want them all to come up and down at the same time, though, which we're not. So we'll probably end up putting repeaters between them in order to change the timings. Yeah. Okay. Let's have that's there. Hoovering stopped. Woohoo! Okay. Let's have these two need to be joined up together. And now this should power all of them when we get the repeaters in. That'll now power all of them whenever we want. And we need to hook this up to the tripwire hook in hopefully the simplest way or the most hidden way. How are we going to do it? Last time we hid it behind a wall. So maybe we should do the same on this side as well. And hide it behind a... We'll build like an artificial wall here. And that we can hide it behind. Oops. Like that. Just for the moment. Okay, it stops the signal, but that's cool. So there's the start. We now need this to go to a clock. Now, last time we done it with a monostable circuit and this little sort of cauldron clock. That's what we're going to call it. Cauldron clock. I think that we're going to do the same thing. It's pretty simple. I've shown you guys it before, so hopefully you'll be able to do it for yourself. I think if we put a piston, we can use a normal one. If you're doing this on survival, you can use a normal piston here. For a monostable circuit, if we do it like that, just make sure you use either sand or gravel, something that falls back down afterwards. And then we need a repeater in order to pull the signal out afterwards. That goes to there. And then I think we can put down, again, a normal piston. We don't need it to be sticky. I think that'll power that piston. Yeah, it does. Perfect. Okay, so there is your monostable circuit. We can then put a torch underneath here. And then the clock can come off here. It's pretty compact for this one. We'll have a... How did I do it? What was the simplest way for me to do this? Oh yeah, I just had a piece of redstone coming off it, going to the clock. Okay. We'll have redstone here. We only need... In fact, we don't technically need any redstone dust, I don't think. Let's grab a cauldron and a bucket of water. And we need to build... I'm just going to put it here for the moment. And a comparator. Simple redstone logic. It's hopefully nothing that you guys haven't seen before. We'll have that there. Repeater. There we go. There's our clock. And then we can turn that on and off now. If I move this over by one, it'll be a lot more compact. Or one block more compact at least. Like that. Comparator. That one. And then that one. Okay, and then if we go through this, it turns the clock off, which is what we want to begin with. And then if you go through it, it then turns... Oh, yeah, sticky piston. Duh. Oh, man, that's embarrassing. I did say you don't need a sticky piston there. You do, to bring the block back. Okay, wonderful. So, let's bring the signal out here. And make sure that it gets all of the way. Make sure we put these on different timings as well. So, why is it stuck on? Oh, because that's constantly being powered, isn't it? Oh, hold on. Yeah, there we go. Okay, that is probably a little bit too quick. Just maybe a little bit too fast. That's still really quick. And for a 3-block jump, it's like not terrible because you can sort of, sprint jump off it. But for the 4-block jump, you probably want a little bit of time. Unless we bring this back down to a 3-block, I think that's better, to be honest. Keeping 2 3-block jumps. Otherwise, we're going to have the timer going so slowly to make it even possible to do. And you know what? I think for for sort of uniformity, we're going to have one here as well. Just so it's the same on either side. I don't really like how it looks, how it goes to 2 blocks to 1 block. So we'll have this coming down here as well. Okay. I still think that's too fast. So we'll add another repeater there. And there, I'll put them all on the maximum delay and just see how that is. Okay, I like that. That's a comfortable speed. Now we want to have this one going at the opposite time to that one. Now, how many repeaters is that? I hope it's 3. We're just off. I think that's a little bit too much. Or is it still just slightly too little? It might be slightly too little. Oh yeah, it is. It's a smidge too short. How can we make like that? No, that's the wrong way. I need to add another one. But I think it's 1 tick. Oh, actually, that's probably not a bad idea because then this stays up a little bit longer, doesn't it? Yeah. And then onto that one. Okay, I'm cool with that. And then we want this one to be opposite again. So it looks like we've just got to add full delay to 4 repeaters. 4. There. And there. Oops. Oh, that's actually really good. Yeah, the one that you're standing on just stays up for a little bit of time before the next one comes up. That's nice, that's nice. Okay, so we want 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, why is that one going up just slightly before? Have I missed a delay on one of them? Yeah, it is. It's going up just... there we go. Perfect. Okay, let's see if we can do it then. Oh, man. That's actually harder than I thought. I went too quickly. So you can't just sprint jump over them. Yes? Yes! Okay, there we go. Oh, it's so good when you find out that it's possible to do. Now, obviously, we're going to have to hide up this redstone, otherwise the water is just going to wash it away, and that would be really, really, really annoying. So we'll have this down here. I love these little simple redstone projects. Okay, and we're going to have to extend this along as well. I've got hiccups now. Like that, like that, like that. I think I want to sort of keep it underground for as long as I possibly can. And then we can have that come out to there. And then the border, we haven't really thought about the border yet. But the border could be there, which gives us 3 blocks from the main obstacle, which I think is enough. 3 blocks is probably going to be a nice uniform amount. Unfortunately, this world was created before we had custom super flat worlds. So the world is actually only 3 blocks deep, meaning it's very difficult to hide redstone underneath the world. This would hide underneath it, no problem. This would hide underneath it, apart from the sand would become visible at a certain point, but I suppose that could be hidden. Hiding the redstone I can do off camera. To hide this redstone, as it is a little bit bigger and won't fit entirely underground, you could fit definitely a lot more of it underground, but we could like put a surround around this and actually have the Wipeout sign above it, seeing as though it is a sort of central area. It's right by the start. Wipeout would look good, sort of above there. How cool does that look, though? That looks really, really cool. Now, just to finish off the episode, because we are out of time now, we need to get the red wool, and we need to hook up a stop. So we'll do a very simple jump at the end, just to get onto the last section here. We don't want nothing too difficult, and we don't want to be able to jump over it, so we're going to have it on head height. So 3 blocks up, there, and there. And then hook that up. And then redstone just has to hook up, annoyingly, all the way back around the side. Which is annoying, actually, because we're going to need a repeater, but it needs to go into there. That's all it needs to do. No, we need another. It needs to either go into the monostable circuit, or we make another one. Maybe it will be easier to make another one if we put a repeater there, and then have a piston. Normal piston will do, and a sand block, like that. That should work. Oh, yeah, not reaching. Duh. Oh, really? Really? What happened? Oh, I see. The redstone signal. Yeah. yeah. I gotcha. There we go. Boop. Okay, and then it stops. How does it stop? It stops with them all up. Does it do that every time? I suppose it would. Yeah, I suppose it would. So obviously the easiest way to do this would be if you could actually get around this tripwire hook. If you could not hit that tripwire hook, you'd have a very easy time. Okay, let's try it now. We've got the finish on. Oh, I can't back off. If I back off, I go through. Yeah, if I back off, I go back through it. So once you're on this side, you can't go back. Otherwise, you turn it off again. Yep. Yep. Yeah! Yes! And it turned back off again. Perfect. That's a successful episode, guys. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button. If you haven't already, please subscribe. We shall see you in the next episode.